Hey everybody, welcome back. I bought this Kreg precision track and stop system over a year ago, and I just now incorporated it into my shop about a month ago. Don't know what took me so long. Should have done it a long time ago. It is a handy tool. I highly recommend it. It's easy to install, simple to use, and very versatile, very handy, very cool. I'm going to show you how to install it and how to use it. So stick around. You can do it with woodworking hands. I ordered my track and stop system online. I know you can get them at the big box stores now. When you open it up, you'll find it comes with 4 of these 24-inch top track rails. I ordered an extra rail for mine because I have a long section on my left side. The design of this is really cool. It's designed to receive this T-bolt in the slot, and then also the bracket sits right on top of a 3/4 inch piece of material. Also on top, it has a groove that is designed specifically to receive these adhesive measuring tapes, which we'll go over in a little bit. The kit also comes with 2 stops, a production stop that you see here and the various parts, which I'll go over in a little while and show you how to put those together. And then it also comes with the swing stop, which is shown in the picture here. It's got quite a few more pieces and parts. You put the swing stop together according to which side of the miter saw you're going to use it on, and I'll explain that in more detail later. You'll also find 2 measuring tapes, one that reads from right to left and one from left to right. They'll go on either side of your miter saw. A little packet of screws. These are used to attach the top track to your face of your fences. My miter saw station is 7 foot to the left of my saw and 6 feet to the right. So the first thing I did was to measure it out. I used my long rip jig to cut these pieces precise. I cut 2 strips 4 inches wide for the back brace, and then 2 strips 2 1/4 inches tall. As per Craig's recommendation, I cleaned up the area really good to make sure there's no debris. I cut the pieces for the fences to exact length from my miter station. You'll cut yours to your length. I drilled countersink holes in the face before I attached the faces to the back braces. You want these to be countersunk so they don't interfere with your work pieces as you're cutting. As you can see here, the countersink wood screws in the face. Here's a good diagram of Craig's recommendations for the face. 2 1/4 inches tall, and I made my back brace 4 inches wide. If you want to make yours wider, and if you want to put angle braces in there, that's fine as well. When it comes time to attach the top track, Craig has designed this top track with a groove in the back to help you line up your screw holes. You're going to use your little silver screws. You're going to use a 1/8 inch drill bit, and the groove in the back helps you keep your drill bit from walking around. You can drill those through from the back. I space my screws about every 6 inches. As you can see here, there's a detail here that kind of shows this groove a little more up close, where you can kind of see what the function of it is. It's really cool because you can put your drill bit in that groove, and it keeps the drill bit from dancing around and walking. So you can see this up close here. I laid the top track on top of the faceboard, and then I marked with a pencil where the holes go, and then I actually took a 1/16 inch drill bit and drilled those in to receive those screws. Those silver wood screws, I spaced them out every 6 inches, as you can see here. Once I had all that attached, I marked the last piece of top track, took it to my miter station, and cut that. This aluminum cuts real easy with your miter saw. And then you can see the demonstration of the T-bolt in the top track and how this works with the face of the fence. Took the pieces to each side of my miter station and begin to align it up. I have a 72-inch metal straight edge. It's about 1/8 of an inch thick, and I use that as my gauge to align my fences with the back of my miter saw fence. Different stops are the production stop and the swing stop. The production stop is a little heavier duty. It's fairly easy to put together. You take these 2 little black screws, first of all, you put them in the top portion of the production stop. Those are designed to be able to adjust the 2 lenses that go on either side of that. You keep the 2 lenses because you can move it from right to left, either side of your miter saw, back and forth, and you can measure boards either way. The big knob with the black handle simply goes in the back. This production stop just clamps over the top of the T-track, or the top track, and you can see how that works. So there it is, all assembled together. Now the swing stop is a little bit more complicated. It's not difficult. The best way to understand how to put this together is to flip it around here, and let me show you. The only confusing part to me was, because it was so new to me when I opened it up, is that there's 4 large bushings and 1 small bushing. They each have a little protrusion on them that actually goes in the groove here, where you can see that the diagram here is marking out the large bushings. 4 of them go at the top part, 2 in the little side bracket, and then 2 in the main swing stop, and then the small bushing goes in this area here at the bottom. The next thing is the little black screw goes on top of the swing stop, and it is used to attach and to adjust the lens cursor. The swing stop is attached and tightened using the top little wing nut here with the T-bolt that goes into the track. You'll have to slide it in from the end of your top track at the far left or far right, depending. And then the production stop actually just clamps over. You can move it back and forth, right and left of the saw, or either side of the swing stop. As you can see, it slides back and forth. They both are designed to do that. Swing stop is used in 2 or 3 different ways. You can throw it out of the way like this, or you can have it here as a secondary stop. Say you're cutting several different lengths of boards, you can use your production stop to cut a longer board to the left, and then you can actually swing the swing stop back in. Say you're cutting a board that's 7 or 8 inches shorter, then you can actually use it that way, or use them both by themselves. If you're cutting a bunch of boards like 2x4s, I would use the production stop. If you're cutting all of them the same length, it's a little heavier duty. The only thing that I see that's not negative, but just one thing to be aware of, is that the swing stop is a little lighter weight than the production stop. To attach the measuring tapes, I cut a board exactly 24 inches long. I made sure and got it really precise and kept measuring it until I got it exactly 24 so I could use it as a gauge. I locked my miter saw in place, and I pushed that 24-inch board up against the saw blade, and then I made a mark on the face you'll see here in a second. Make sure you have that exactly up against there and square. You're going to need to make a mark 3/8 of an inch from the end of that 24-inch board toward the saw. This is to allow for the cursor, the little plastic cursor lens that you'll see. And then I used a square and I ran it right up to the top track, and I made a mark on the top track as well. It's a little bit hard to see the pencil. Then I aligned the tape measure. It has a backing on it that you peel off, exactly on that 24-inch mark there, minus the 3/8. What I did was I took a razor blade and I actually cut the back of the tape right on that 24-inch mark. You can see here, you take a little razor blade, be careful. And then I peeled that backing back about 2 or 3 inches on each side. As you can see here, it's kind of peeled back. And then you just align the 24-inch mark on the tape measure right on your mark. This is kind of a coarse adjustment here, so get it as close as you can. And then in a minute, I'm gonna show you how to get it really fine-tuned. Now you take your swing stop, and you're going to do the same thing with the other stop as well. Put your swing stop right up against that board, and then the little black screw then helps you adjust your cursor. So you want to be careful on this too. Something I found out also is if you tighten it down, you want to be holding on to the plastic cursor, because as you tighten it, it can move a little bit. And you don't want to tighten this too much because the plastic will crack. But use your little black screw there, get the cursor lined up exactly where it goes, kind of snug it up a little bit, and then hold the cursor with your fingers to tighten it just a little bit more to get it exact. And then you should have that right on the money. I did the same exact procedure with the production stop as well. Lined it up against the board, and then adjusted the cursor with the black screw at the top. You have two plastic lenses on the production stop because you can move it either right or left of your saw, so you'll have to do this same procedure on the other side as well. And then I started doing some cuts, made a few adjustments. Sometimes you may have to just kind of work with it and tweak it until you get it exactly like you like it. Measured the board. I did a 22 1/4 inch here, and it was dead on. One of the features I love most about this thing is that you can slide a board, your workpiece, up under the swing stop, and then you can square up the other end like I'm doing here, and then you pull it back out and then flip the board over, butt your square end up against the swing stop, and then make your exact cut on the other end. And then by the same token, if you're cutting 2 different lengths of boards, you can cut say one board up against the swing stop. You can make that cut that board that length, and then you can cut another board, slide your other board under the swing stop up against the production stop, say you're batching out several boards with 2 different measurements. And that's a really cool feature also right there. Very handy. Thanks for watching. Take care. God bless.